Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new episode of the Division Z podcast. My name is Jason.
And I am K Cosmic.
Today, we've got something to talk about that I never thought that I would ever have to talk about in Call of Duty history. The
Same
fact
here.
that players are being banned in zombies on PC if they reach high rounds. That's the big topic of the day. The new sniper came out this week as well for Cold War. And yeah, we got a couple things to talk about today, and then of course we'll break off into some smaller topics as we normally do. We always find something else to talk about. You know how it is.
Normally Black Ops 4.
Normally Black Ops 4. Normally Black Ops 4, knowing us. But yeah, man, just start us off. What do you think about this crazy, just players are getting banned fiasco? Really? What do you think about this?
I mean, how... Well, first of all, I just want to say that they're handling it... voice crack. Cut that out. Cut that out. First, what I like to say, first of all, is that the communication has been, I think, the worst I've ever been from a studio. I've seen from a studio before. And here's the thing. Normally, bad communication is them not talking.
Right.
This time they're communicating, but they're essentially, for those that you don't know, they're telling people to continue playing the game. Even though it's been proven that on PC, I don't know about console. I have not seen anything on console. I think console's actually okay. But it's been proven on PC, after round 50, 60, you'll get this error that bans you and you lose all your stuff. There's no undoing it, as well. They've stated, they're saying, that's it. There's no undoing it. You're banned. There's no accidents. And it's like, right. And you're telling us to continue playing the game. And they even saying it, chase them high rounds and personal bests.
Yes, that's right, dude.
Like,
that's what I think is crazy, that they're just like, oh yeah, just keep going, you know? What I want to know first is, how does a glitch, I mean, it's a glitch, obviously. How does a glitch like this even seep through the cracks? You know what I'm saying? How does this happen? I mean, of course, I'm not on the developer side of things. I don't know how the coding and the scripting and all that works, right? But I just, has anyone on Twitter, I mean, maybe I'll ask on Twitter, has anyone asked Foxhound or any of the other community managers or just anyone, hey, how does this happen? So there's an open line of communication.
Here's how I put it, right? Maybe it's in the case that if you get to a high round super, super fast, and then... But I know that doesn't make sense, right? I know that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it could be something like that. I'm guessing it doesn't make too much sense, again, because it's how does getting to a high round fast? It's not on consoles, on PC, so something on PC's end is messing this up. Because it hasn't happened to anyone on console yet, I've heard of, at least. They have no console problems or anything like that.
Yeah, no.
How does this happen? I
don't know.
I don't think they'll actually say how it happened. I think they'll just say, "Oh, it's fixed now." But my question is for all the people that have gotten banned by it, right? Are they going to get unbanned? Because they say that the bans are all the bans are right. If you've been banned for a reason, some people have been saying that maybe, just maybe, it could be just something to do with the anti-cheat, or if you have your anti-cheat off or something, or you have a let's say you have a program on your PC that's kind of dodgy. That could be the one thing that correlates, because you can't do that on a console.
That's the thing that I was gonna mention. Yeah, I think maybe the anti-cheat. Yeah, there's got to be something PC related on the back end of things that maybe the anti-cheat picks up on it, or it's really, how do I describe it? A double-edged sword right now with the whole anti-cheat thing, because we want players who are hacking to be banned, obviously, and this is mainly for Warzone. So they're kind of doubling down on the anti-cheat. We've seen people hack in Cold War before too, but especially Warzone. But I think with Raven doing more and more ban waves with every week, really. I think they just did another 15,000 player ban wave of hackers this week.
I wonder how many of them are
making new accounts.
Hackers.
And not even hackers too. That's a great point. I think with the whole the anti-cheat, something went wrong with the game that they're putting it in, and it accidentally affected zombies somehow, or there's got to be some other kind of correlation because, yeah, I mean, there's just got to be something, especially since, I mean, I've been watching recently some clips of Warzone hackers, and it's it's amazing. It's amazing to me what these people get away with, and
there's some channels. There's some channels out there that make videos on how to hack, and they're doing really well. Like, sure, they get a lot of dislikes, but grand scheme of things, they're doing really well. I want everyone in the chat right now to tell me what you think of this. I seen this from some video on Twitter, and I think it makes a lot of sense. To someone who's doing like banning people, right? Like just in general, like I was talking about the topic of banning. This could maybe not relate so much to the zombies error or whatever it is, because to us it's just an error. Like this isn't them going out banning people. This is something that's been triggered, right? But here's my thing. What sounds more impressive to someone like Activision, right? I say there's this whole team that's like, okay, let's ban all these people. Let's ban them. Let's say they found 100 people that were hackers, right?
Okay.
Not a lot, but still they're hackers, right? And let's say they bumped that number up to 1,000, but 900 of them were not hackers. What sounds more impressive to Activision? We've banned 1,000 hackers today, or does the 100 hackers sound better? Because here's the thing: them 900 people getting banned, right? Not very likely they're going to get their accounts back, because Activision can just say no, and I'm pretty sure it's in their terms of service as well that they can maybe just ban you for whatever reason, or maybe that's YouTube. Whatever they say fit,
something.
I think that might be YouTube actually, but I'm sure they have something as well. Like, if we ban you and we did it by mistake, we can still keep you banned.
That's ridiculous. I mean, how? Okay, there's got to be, again. There's having no anti-cheat in the game, like inherently, just really hurts. It really hurts because like exactly you said, some of these players probably aren't hacking. They're just really good at the game, and then they just get banned because they're good at the game, and then other hackers get away scot-free. I don't know about you, man, but I've definitely encountered some hackers in Warzone and even Cold War, to be honest. And it's just like, how do you get away with that? What the hell? You know what I'm saying?
Like, how does that happen?
Exactly. How does that happen? How are you still playing this game?
Yeah. Well, I have a few for the people that are actually hacking. How do you enjoy it? This is something I've always thought, like trying to think like, oh yeah, right. Like you play a game constantly, you get better at it, right? But then you get these people here that are hacking, and they get like 50+ kills, and it's like, well, you haven't actually like what are you doing with that?
Exactly. Like, do you wanna look like you're a good player? Do you wanna look like you're super good? And and then as well, you have the people that are actually hacking, and then you have the people that have like that funny thing in the controller there, and and adjust the aim and all that, and all that, right? Maxes and all that.
Yeah, that's it, right? Well, essentially, I don't even think they could do anything about that, because that's not even like a program.
Well, the controller thing, you can't really do much about that. But the actual software, you can.
Yeah, like that's just your controller that's like been changed to adjust to every weapon, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
And like it's kind of sucky. I seen something today as well online, and it was captioned, some zombies player, ha ha ha, we don't have skill-based matchmaking. Activision, say what? And it's like, the higher rounds get banned. That's how it works. We have Aqua in the chat saying in captions, wait, you guys are playing higher rounds? I messed that up. Right, bruh. No, oh god, I messed that up. He sent another message in the chat, and I was going to that one, right? Wait, you guys are playing higher round zombies? That's not allowed, I'm afraid, buddy. Exactly.
Nope. Not allowed. You're not allowed to be good at Call of Duty Zombies, because you're gonna get banned. No, the thing is, I gotta, honestly, I feel bad for the development team, for the people who actually have no idea how this happened and what the hell is going on with it. And I feel bad for the PR department too, because imagine, of course it never should have been in the game, and it's a valid concern and a valid thing for the community to be vehemently angry about. It's valid, and the community's uproar is definitely valid, like I keep saying.
Mm.
But I just can't help but feel bad for the employees at Treyarch and Activision that actually don't know what's going on, and they have to like try to tidy up the mess and be like, oh, keep playing. Like, how much you want to bet the higher ups told people like Foxhound just keep playing?
Yeah, because he's like as a messenger.
There's a chance, there's a chance that that's just what it is, and it's just like,
well, think about this. If I was a manager and I knew there was this error that was banning people for going to high rounds, I would say it's kind of sucky, but maybe just avoid the game for the next few days until we can get fixed. Like I'm sorry, I don't know why this is happening, but we don't want people to get banned. So if you're on Twitter, make a message saying, hey, we're working on issues for zombies. Or, you know what? Even this, right? Let's say, how annoyed would you be if they locked off zombies for like a day so that it would work?
If they need to fix a game breaking bug, like if I was a PC player, I have Cold War on PC. I barely play it on PC though. But if I was exclusively PC Cold War player and zombies had to be knocked off for a day to make the game fucking work, I'd be all right with that, because then I get to play it and then not get banned on round 50. I would be fine with that.
Yeah.
The other thing is too, you were talking about, making the messages public, right? Really the only thing public that we have for confirmation that things are getting fixed is their Trello to-do list, because also on Treyarch's Trello to-do list that they said they fixed is the crossbow glitch, where people were completing the crossbow progress and then it wasn't unlocking for them. So according to Treyarch, that's been fixed now, again according to their Trello to-do list. This zombies issue is on that to-do list as well. So it is being worked. It is being looked into. It's slowly but surely being resolved. I just don't know how long it's going to take. What's even bad about it too? For those of you who don't know, ZWR tried to rebrand itself, and the website's back up.
Really?
Yeah. It's
I didn't know that.
It's back up. They went back up as Call of Duty World Records at first, and then now they're ZWR.gg. Which is very similar to ZWC.gg, but they even Zombies World Records on their website are postponing Cold War record submissions until this thing gets fixed. So it's not just affecting the Treyarch developers and people getting banned, it's affecting the entire community as a whole. It's just a ripple effect that is just
because there's other things that are going on.
It's crazy.
And here's something I was thinking, right? This is this is a bit different. I think I had to figure out the solution in my head, to be honest. But you know how, because you said someone was championship, so this is what I'm thinking. All the Outbreak speed runs and stuff.
Yeah.
Was there? How they added Sanatorium? Did they ever comment on that? Because that kind of changes stuff up with new challenges and that. Because obviously, thinking about it now, I know people can just have another attempt. People can have another attempt and just okay, it might be faster doing it this way. But at the same time, what if it's now going to be constantly slower because of the way the map works?
Honestly, I don't think the addition to Sanatorium is going to change too much in the run, if I'm going to be totally honest with you, just my personal opinion. Because you're still going to have the defend objective, the retrieve objective. You're just going to have those objectives. Obviously certain objectives are better on other maps, like especially the holdout objectives. There are definitely better places to hold out on Outbreak than others, without a doubt. So there's definitely a pattern. There's definitely better optimal routes. But honestly, in the grand scheme of things, I don't think it's going to change too much because it's a speed run.
Like a week ago. Yeah,
exactly. It's a speed run. So the holdouts are going to be 3 minutes no matter what. So you stay in that area for 3 minutes. It might be a little bit more challenging, of course. There's a little bit of variation there. But in the grand scheme of things, for it being a speed run, I don't think it's going to change a lot.
No.
But if anything, it'll make it a lot more interesting.
Yeah, because there's something actually added to it now. And man, I just like to say, I put my foot into the ring. I got to round 65 of Shangri-La. And
you fought tooth and nail.
Yeah, like honestly, if I kept going, I think I could have got to 200, right? Realistically, if I was consistent enough, if I, kept practicing. But it's just, after a while, tedious.
I can understand
That's it.
that. I can understand
Like
that.
imagine playing Shangri-La for over 50 hours with no
Oh,
joke.
I would go insane.
That's hell. Yeah, exactly.
I
And
would.
don't
I
get me
would go
wrong,
insane.
I appreciate Shangri-La a lot more now, but it's
Mhm.
like at the same time I'm kind of happy I never have to play that map again.
Dude.
Like at least for a while. At least for a while. Like maybe I'll go back to it a bit,
But yeah, for those of you who don't know, the Zombies World Championship online tournament for the people to be flown out to ZWC is ending tomorrow. It is ending tomorrow. The final leaderboards will be up. We will see who wins each of the challenges, each of the 8 challenges. And then after that, we get information about Zombies World Invitational, which that should be pretty interesting.
yeah, we'll see what happens there.
We'll have to see what happens there.
Okay, well here's the thing. How do you think it's gonna be handled? Because I seen a few things like last time. I think there was challenges. I don't know. Were you around for last Zombie World Championship?
Not really. I watched.
And I'm gonna be honest,
I watched the main event because I thought
But
it was cool, but I didn't really
Did you see
know
yourself-
too much about the ZWI thing.
Did you see yourself like back then, like a part of the zombie community and stuff?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because
That's the thing. Because here's the thing: I didn't make videos back then, so
Like-
I was strictly like, "Oh, I'm just gonna watch this." So like, I didn't really feel like, sure, we're all playing the game, same game, and all that, right?
Mhm.
But like back then, I really didn't feel like I had a part in it. So I'd watch it, be like, "Oh, that's cool." I don't think I'll ever go.
Because here's the thing, right? My whole mindset was, back then I was, just starting. I was just starting doing more zombies focused things. And so in the back of my head, I kind of knew to myself, okay, if I keep working, if I keep, grinding it out, I keep doing the best I can, put my head down and go, I can be a part of this too. And, I'd love to be, I'd love to keep being a part of it. Of course, Jose and Noobs and Danny, those guys are cool. MC Sports Talk, obviously, he's a cool guy. So, it's going to be really fun. It's going to be really fun going to the event this summer in June. And it's going to be just a great time. It's going to be a great time.
We were talking about this off camera as well. And what's really sucky is if I can make it there, right? In Scotland, the drinking age is the 18. In Vegas, it is 21. So unfortunately, I can't do anything. So after the event, we've had a good time. It's all fun in that. I just have to go back to the hotel room.
Yeah, you just go back to the hotel room. I'll join all the other zombies guys at the casinos and the bars, and we'll all celebrate. You just hang out in your hotel room.
I'll just go home and play zombies. That's what I'll do.
Man.
I'll make a zombies video. That's what I'll do.
Now we need to get Cosmic some double tap root beer for everyone's drinking normal beer. He's got root beer double tap.
I can imagine him. And what do you want, sir? And you just say he'll have a Diet Coke. Just a Diet Coke. It'll be fine for him.
You know what, man? Nothing knocking it. Sometimes when I go to restaurants, I don't even order a drink. I'm just straight up water. Water, man. You can't beat that.
I mean, well, here's the thing, right? Like, they charge so much for like soda and stuff, and it's like
sometimes,
sometimes I'm like, I'll just have a nice water, please.
Tap water. Never been a huge soda fan either, so I'm just like, I'd rather iced tea or like lemonade or a milkshake. Oh, chocolate milkshakes. Yeah. It's one of my favorite sweets of all time.
I mean, I really like soda, but like I want to cut it out because it's so addicting. This is what the podcast has come to, by the way, talking about sodas.
Welcome to the Division F podcast, F for food.
Yeah,
this is food.
Max.
Yes. Give it a rating out of 10.
Probably like a 5. I don't know.
you know what he just reminded me of there was the you ever seen that meme with the guy in the ice cream? He's like, aerate it and on your taste buds. Like that's what you just reminded me of there.
That's so good.
The flavor. You using all my taste buds, like
I've seen that before. He's just going overboard with it.
Hey, if you're a professional ice cream taster, I guess that's what you gotta do. I mean, I don't know.
That's what you gotta do. Yeah.
I don't know.
But I mean, I guess in closing thoughts on this whole, I went to Zombie World Championship on the hacking. Yeah.
Is
I feel bad for people at Treyarch that have no idea going on, but I feel worse for the people that have spent money on the game and have been banned forever. And
Yes.
the whole response. Did we go over the official response?
No, I can't find it. I remember somebody tweeting it, and I wanted to read it, but I can't find it. Who tweeted it out? I literally don't remember. I don't remember.
I noticed something on the lines of like that they said that they can't do anything about bans. Like that's it. You're banned. That's it.
See, that's the other thing I wanted to mention actually real quick before we move on is they can't do anything about the bans because that's how just their anti-cheat works for some reason, right? You know, it's just one of those things where, you know, oh, this player is banned and they need to not play anymore. I think the it's not really an anti-cheat. Whatever the fuck they have behind the scenes doesn't physically understand that it has to unban somebody. Yeah, I genuinely think that's the case.
The thing is as well, right, is obviously to a human extent, like, I don't think a person can be like, you know, every ban.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if every ban can be managed by, like, people. Like, they don't have enough manpower to review every ban.
Yeah.
So a lot of it has to be automatic, right? But, like, yeah. I think there should be some evidence. There should be more to analyze it. I don't know. Because I when it comes to something like Warzone, right? First of all, Warzone, I think, you know, someone gets like 50 kills in like a minute.
Yeah.
And there's a problem there.
Right.
Because that's impossible.
And, you know, you look at kill cams and they're going, and they lock onto you like really quickly.
Yeah. Like you got little FaZe Timmy, Twitch TV.
Fucking FaZe Timmy.
Yeah, just a pistol. Did you ever play Titanfall?
I did. I actually really like Titanfall 2.
Do you remember the smart pistol?
I do. It just the fucking smart pistol. They got a fucking M1911 in Warzone. Are like, beep, 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 beep.
Listen. You know what Respawn were thinking? They were just like, okay, we don't want hackers in our game. We'll just add a gun that has aimbot on it. Right? What are they gonna do then?
Oh man,
God,
dude, do you have Titanfall for PS4?
I could buy it. I really like the game, so.
Dude, hey, everybody watching this episode of the podcast, comment if you want to see a Jason and K Cosmic Titanfall Let's Play.
Honestly, Titanfall.
Because honestly, I would be so down.
I love Titanfall. Titanfall has the best multiplayer. Like, to see when Titanfall 2 came out, I loved it. It's just, it didn't get the support it needed, unfortunately. And here's the thing, right? Apex Legends, a great game. I love it. I haven't played it in ages, right? But Apex Legends is really good. And at first I was like, oh, this is kind of sad. We're not going to get Titanfall free for a while. But now they have a whole community ready to play that 6v6. So I think that they will revive single-handedly that whole team deathmatch, like team versus team game mode.
Yeah.
Because they've built an audience. Titanfall 3 comes out exactly like Titanfall 2, but more improved, better, looks nicer.
Dude, I would honestly grind the shit out of that game. Like, if Call of Duty next year has skill-based matchmaking that's really shitty again, I would genuinely grind out Battlefield 6 and Titanfall 3. Honestly, dude, I really had a fun time with the second Titanfall. I didn't get into it as much as obviously Call of Duty, but I still really, really enjoyed, using the Titans and just the grandiose and grand scale warfare. Because my first, I guess you could say, shooter game that I ever played was Star Wars Battlefront 2 for PS2.
Yeah.
The OG one.
That's a lot of people. Yeah.
I love just the big battles, and I love Star Wars too. So it was just like nerd heaven for me back then. It still is. I have it on PC. It's just, I love that kind of stuff. That's why actually in Cold War I like combined arms.
Yeah.
But really on Armada. Crossroads, it's kind of all right, like whatever, just too many snipers. But Armada combined arms domination is really fun because you got the gunboats and you got the turrets on the boats, and you're going from boat to boat, and like you got hard points in the water, and it's just such a chaotic thing. It's really cool.
It's just sandbox, isn't it? That's all it is.
It kind of is
sandbox. Like you can do whatever you really want. Like I'll say, for grand big battles, I think Battlefield 6, honestly, I think it's going to blow people away. I've seen gameplay of it already. I have my leaker friends. They've shown me gameplay.
Oh,
yeah. So all I'm going to say is, guys, is it looks pretty good. All I'm going to say is, guys, trust me, is there might be exosuits in it, but you'll just have to wait and see.
Source, dude, trust me.
Trust me. Trust me. Well, here's the thing, right? Like, I don't know. Were we talking about how I think last week, I don't think it was relevant, but Vanguard, Call of Duty World War II Vanguard is supposed to be in a pretty
Oh yeah.
not good state. I don't know if we talked about it last week. That
We
might
did
be
not talk
fine.
about that last week, but I think it's worth
Oh,
mentioning that they said the same thing about Black Ops Cold War, and Black Ops Cold
It
War
says-
isn't even like a terrible game. It's a good game. I actually really like Cold War.
yeah. Well, no, I think Cold War is the best COD we've had since Black Ops 3. If I'm being honest.
Here's the thing, it can be, but this last week I've been having so many problems with it.
Oh yeah, no,
Like
no,
the
no,
past week,
Like-
I've been just getting fucked over by server issues. I mean, I had to end my stream early one day because I was just getting so frustrated that I'm like, I'm not having fun. Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to unlock the new sniper the other day, and I'm trying to get long shots, and the game just glitches and lags, and players are teleporting in front of me, and then I die, and I have like no kill. It's just ridiculous, right? So
Yeah.
the servers are a little bit wonky right now for whatever reason. But it's still, I like the
Yeah.
game. There's just problems. There's just problems that need to be
and
addressed.
The thing
And
is, the shame is as well, right? Is if CODs had a 2-year life cycle instead of the 1 year. Because I feel like with CODs, right, that first year is always bad. Like the last COD game of even Black Ops 3. I remember Black Ops 3 getting a bunch of hate. People seem to forget about that, but Black Ops 3 got a lot of hate on the multiplayer
did.
front, and even Zombies on launch got a lot of hate, and then
Yep.
towards the even halfway through the game got a lot of hate because do you remember that drag up between Dreisendrake and Zetsubo, and then Zetsubo to Gorod? Dry to the bone. It was not good. Right?
Especially Zetsubo to Gorod. I mean, I
Yeah.
remember watching old Mr. T Lexify videos back then going, his video ripped Zetsubo no Shima. And, I'd rather play Dreisendrake right now than Zetsubo. And then now look where we are. I think the majority of the community really appreciate Zetsubo no Shima way more than they did when Zetsubo came out at launch.
Oh, yeah,
and
no.
it's one of those maps that age like a fine wine in a way where, there's a lot of things on the map that you can appreciate. And it's a really, really well thought out map too, in hindsight.
Zetsubo is... Honestly, looking back at it now, here to actually like. Well, here's the thing. I wouldn't put it up against Dreisendrake, but
Right.
I honestly would probably say it's better than Gorod.
Ooh.
Honestly, I probably say it's better. I just
Division Z
thinking
hot
about it.
take.
Oh, here's the thing, right? Like, don't get me wrong, I really like Gorod, but like, looking back at Zetsubo, I'm thinking I'd rather play Zetsubo. There's a lot.
Wow.
Like, there's a lot more you can. Well, first of all, there's a lot more you can kind of do. There's a lot of things. I know Gorod has a lot to do as well. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I haven't played the maps in ages, right? But like,
No, but I think I get what you're saying.
So overhyped. Like it's a good map. Don't get me wrong. But essentially, if you're looking at it from a layout perspective, most of the map is just a rework of Darius. Like the whole layout.
You know what's funny, man? I agree.
Activate these 3 things. Pack a punch. That's it.
I can understand that. I agree with the fact that
can't hear
Gorod
you.
Krovi is definitely overrated.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, my headset turned itself down by accident.
Bro, I'm like, what the hell?
Like,
All right.
What did I do? I must have touched it by accident. But no, what I was saying was Gorod essentially, like, don't get me wrong, it's a really good map. I can appreciate a lot of things about it, but I think looking back, Zetsubo was just really underappreciated and had so many bugs at launch that
A lot of people, it left a bad taste in people's mouths, and
hey, if they released Zetsubo now, people wouldn't be complaining. I don't think.
honestly, yeah. If more people, if Zetsubo
personality?
released now, it would be, people would love it more.
You want personality? Have this map.
Zetsubo
Which
definitely
has
had
fun.
personality. I mean, I think
Yeah.
that's one of the things that went underappreciated with the map. And I'm going to have to agree with you when you said earlier that Gorod Krovi is overrated. And Zetsubo is definitely one of the maps that has a lot more of other newer features to it. Don't get me wrong, Gorod is a good map. It's not the greatest of all time, though. I know a lot of people consider Garad Krovi like, oh, Garad Krovi's a great map. You know, especially some of the other YouTubers out there. Like, you know, I know Lex really likes Garad. I know JC likes Garad. You know, more power to them. But I think just personally, Garad Krovi is definitely overrated, a little overhyped. And Zetsubo is great. Zetsubo is a great map now, I think, in hindsight.
Yeah, and the thing is as well, like, you know, you travel through Zetsubo. It's such the atmosphere of the map's dark, right? Like it's dark and all that, and then you see all these bright colors coming from like, you know, like the 115 water, or like just the plants, the glowing, you know, all around, and you see the spiders coming at you, and then like the map's so dark that when it introduced color, the color looks so, it pops out.
Yeah, the color looks really good. I especially like when you go to the water stations on Zetsubo too. I like the blue water and the like next to the cave. Like it looks really eerie, you know. And the thing is about, you know, I remember when Zetsubo was being marketed, they were saying, "Oh, Zetsubo is one of the scariest maps we've ever had." I don't think Zetsubo is scary. I just think it's got a ominous feeling to it that I think they tried to make it scary. But it just ended up being like, ooh, there is something nefarious going on here. And this is like, it's darker than other maps in both physically looking at the lighting and, you know, ooh, some weird, strange experiments happened here too, you know?
I'll tell you something, right? I don't know what it is with studios saying that their game is going to be scary, but you know in the interview when they were teasing zombies for Infinite Warfare, they said that they'll be taking a much scarier approach. And then we got zombies in Spaceland.
You're not wrong.
The thing as well, the final Reich, not scary. The prologue had one jump scare that gets everyone, and then after that, it's like, see when a zombie comes out of nowhere, like, it's like from the sky. Have you seen the jump scares on the final Reich?
Yes.
It's like a zombie coming from the air, like ugh.
It's like, oh no,
they got me. But
I don't know. To me, when I saw the spawns on Final Reich, I just thought it was, you know, a zombie I just messed up my words. When I saw a jump scare on the Final Reich, I most of the time thought a zombie was just spawning in front of me, and I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Like I just didn't care.
First time you're playing through it, I can definitely understand someone gets scared. I know since it's a game of replayability that like people play it a lot. Like people just don't go in once; they go in like multiple times. But no, I think the whole scary atmosphere thing, just don't do it. Like, I don't think people are searching for that. Don't get me wrong, you can have maps that have a dark atmosphere, right? But when it comes down to the core engine and gameplay, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Like, oh, people are gonna love this dark, horrible atmosphere. No, make a map that has a scary tone, kind of dark.
I think the only reason why they try to say that some of the maps are scarier is to try to make themselves sound more level with things like Resident Evil, and to make themselves sound more like, oh yeah, you know, we're scary too, guys. Like, you know, Resident Evil's scary. Oh yeah, we're scary too. You know, oh, Left 4 Dead is scary. I haven't played them. I mean, they look kind of creepy to me.
The thing is,
oh, Left 4 Dead scary. Like, oh, we're scary too. Oh, like, I don't know. To me, it sounds like marketing. To me, it sounds like just marketing words thrown at me.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, here's the thing, right? Like, when I think about like a horror game or something that scares me, I think zombies can't be that because it's a wave-based shooter, right? Like that's the main thing with it. When you think of a scary game, you think about, imagine I bought this game, right? And I haven't played it yet, but I played like 5 minutes of it, but I need to play more, right? You spawn into this house, you don't know where you are and stuff, and you're trying to wander through this house, right? You pick up things, the lighting's dark, there's eerie music in the background, you hear crackling, you hear the occasional like footsteps, like, you know, like just a little, like this, like maybe pass it off to someone else or something. Yeah. Then you see like you know when you're looking down a hallway, you know like you're just paying attention to something. And sometimes to like left of your eye, you'll see like a what was that? And then there's nothing there, right? You see kind of like that, yeah, exactly. You see kind of like that in the game, and it's like, okay. And then once you see what it is, and they start chasing you, and then it's the whole hiding sequence. Because there's a whole, when it comes to like the scare factor, there's a whole formula to it. First of all, you build up the tension. You You build up the tension to a certain point, not too long, but you build up the tension, right? And get people like, oh no, oh no, oh no, and then you just like drop it. Like you make it okay, things are fine, and then
that's where you get your jump scares.
That's where you get your jump scare thing. They did it in games like Until Dawn. That was one thing they heavily said, like, okay, we're gonna focus on this, and then bam, once they think they're calm, because you will get the heart rate up and then down, and then
yeah, that's where you get got there. That's where you get jump scared. Where you least expect it. I'm all safe, no problem, and then
exactly. That's the thing with zombies. They can't do scary. They can do maps with darker tones, and they have stories that are pretty grim and like.
You know what's funny about that? I think zombies' chance to go scary. I think at the beginning, like when World at War Zombies came out, I think they really had a crossroads that they needed to decide which way they wanted to go, because Verrückt at the time, it was a creepy map. It was a really creepy map, and I think at that point, Treyarch had a decision to make. Do we go crazy, and do we make a story about, kind of fantasy story about zombies, and, got 935 and like this huge story and whatever, or do we go the other path and make it scary zombies, maybe still have the same story or whatever, but make it more scary and, what kind of creepiness? Because Verrückt World at War, now that I'm thinking about it, is kind of was, to me, their first and last chance to be like, okay, where does zombies want to go from here? And you can honestly see that in maps like Shinonuma. Shinonuma, you got the Wonderwaff now, and you got it's more fun and jovial, and you have the funny character dialogue. It's wacky.
Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. You like Richtofen and all that whole crew. They wouldn't like Ultimates even. They wouldn't fit into like a scary atmosphere.
Yeah, could you imagine just you're walking through a dark hallway and it's all scary, and then all of a sudden you just hear, "I want the vodka," and then that just completely breaks your immersion. And you're just like, whatever."
Yeah, exactly. Like, and as well with it is like, what maps like Verrückt, the scariness comes from the map itself, but it comes from more. You're looking around the place. And you're seeing all these contraptions and things, and you're hearing all these screams and cries in the background. It's not the zombies aren't the things that are scary. The zombies aren't the scary things. The scary things are what happened in that place. It's the thing that happened before.
Yeah. Because
the place was probably worse off before until the zombie outbreak happened.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the whole thing with it. Like that's where that map has its atmosphere and just the scare factor, but. Zombies aren't scary anymore. I hate to break it to you, Treyarch, but zombies or Activision, zombies aren't scary.
Zombies aren't scary because now they're more of a. I mean, zombies have always been kind of a pop culture icon of like the villain, right? But now that it's a thing, it's more of a staple. I don't know. It's definitely not scary.
At a certain point, like once you keep going with something, like eventually it's like. Well, this is a threat we've been facing over and over. And then the main thing comes special bosses. You can make special bosses scary. Panzer, he's intimidating. First time you see him, it's like, what's this guy's deal?
Yeah.
He's clawed me. What am I doing? And like, eventually you come like, we'll use this as an example. The Walking Dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
Eventually there's a crossroad where the threat isn't the zombies. And that's kind of like the same with Cold War. The threat isn't the zombies, really. The zombies are there and they're inconvenient and they're causing all these problems.
Right.
But they're not the main antagonist.
Yeah.
So like
I get that. The thing is, I think for us zombies players, we're just so used to just using crazy wonder weapons and crazy contraptions that if zombies were to go shift tone completely, I think we'd get a really negative response out of the community. Really,
you get a World War II response.
You would get, you may probably.
Because here's the thing, like they tried the Final Reich and then the Darkest Shore, which was a scary atmosphere. They tried playing more with Fog. Tried playing more with
Frog.
Frog.
Zombie frogs.
Oh, zombie frog special round boss.
I mean, you have Attack of the Radioactive Thing. I mean, those are kind of frog-like.
Aren't they crabs?
I don't fucking
I have
know.
no idea.
I have no
Whatever they
idea.
are,
It's
whatever
like
they
a
are, they look
frog,
kinda weird
fish, crab, alien, fish. I don't really know, to
thing.
be honest with you. They have a
It looks like
name.
something out
I
of
just don't know what
SpongeBob,
they're called.
doesn't it? Yeah, I could picture one of them in SpongeBob, but cartoonified.
That makes sense.
Doesn't it? Think about them more
makes
in a
sense.
cartoonified. I could see one of them in SpongeBob, but like a lot more not
Yes.
aggressive. Things like that. They're like I don't
Be a
know,
character.
like hello. Yeah.
It could be one of them. Yeah.
But no, like with the Darkest Shore, it's that map played around with elements like fog, where it create more of a scary atmosphere. You don't know where things were. Like it's foggy. I don't know where I am, and all that. And they had scary bosses in that map would come and like run after you, and their arms are like flailing about, like
No.
you know, like it's kind of scary the first time you see it, but then it's not, because you're playing the same map over and over. The main scare factor again, like from a game, is you don't know what's coming. And once you know what's coming, it's like, that's not scary.
Yeah. I think it's definitely, especially for horror games, I feel as if horror games have that, oh, that's scary the first time. Yeah, like you said, now you know what's coming. And it's like, oh, I want to play the game again because it's fun, but not because it's scary.
Like, have you seen speedrunners playing like Resident Evil 7? They're just like,
no, but I guarantee you it's just like, yep. Oh, yeah, just, record time right there. Yeah, all right.
Like that's it.
Like, that's a scare.
He grabbed me. This is annoying.
Exactly.
That's what kind of comes down to. Like, like, because you've played it already. It's like
you're just expecting everything.
Yeah, it's the unknown and the randomness of the jump scare or fright that can really get someone. And zombies just can't do that because that's the game mode it is. And I hope to God that with Call of Duty Vanguard, if they do zombies, I hope they go more down the sci-fi route.
That'd be kind of cool. Maybe.
Like maybe they did bad experiments in that, and they talk about it on the maps, but the zombies aren't scary. Because here's the thing. Here's what I'm thinking that happens in Vanguard, and I think a lot of people pinpointed it as well.
Dead Space.
I think no. Just no, but I mean, fair enough, because they made Dead Space. I remember when everyone's freaking out, like, oh yeah, it's gonna be like Dead Space. Dead Space was a scary game. Everyone was terrified of that game, and they're gonna do the exact same thing here with World War II zombies. It's gonna be terrifying. It's not gonna be anything like normal zombies.
And then it was.
It was just normal zombies.
And then it was just normal zombies with a terrible armor system.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. The zombies look really cool, and they look really like they're the best zombies we've seen. Like, you see their jaws coming
like
up.
They look cool.
The really cool like designs and stuff. And they put a lot of work into the detail on that. And all the maps look really they're really well detailed as well.
Yeah.
But and Dead Space, I wouldn't really see that more as like, I didn't really see Dead Space as like a horror game. I see it more like as a Doom. You gotta get what I mean? Like, Doom's kind of scary, but at the same time it's not, because you're just going around shooting stuff.
Like, Dead Space definitely has its
atmosphere,
creepier moments. I mean, I remember playing the third one. I haven't played the first two, but I remember playing like half of the third one, and I remember going, okay, this is kind of neat. It's kind of neat. Like, I like the game. It's a cool atmosphere. Walking around this spaceship or whatever, but yeah, I think maybe if they go for a sci-fi route for zombies, I think it'd be kind of cool to incorporate that sci-fi aspect of it, where you have like, okay, I know Beast from Beyond is like technically like in a space station, but no one talks about Beast from Beyond because that's not a good map. And but it could be Beast from Beyond but better, like actually enjoyable.
I think the main thing with like zombies as it is like, if they want to go down that, could you imagine like COD doing like a side mode where it's more focused on scary? Like, it wouldn't be zombies. It'd be they won't do it in the near future, right?
I can see it, but I don't know.
I can imagine missions like house, escape the house without getting killed. The thing is, that's not their target demographic. So it's like, why? Like, they wouldn't ever do that. But
they definitely would never do that. But if they were to do that, it would be I think it would be it'd be similar to Turned, I think, where oh, you killed the survivor, now the survivor becomes a zombie, and then it'd be kind of like it'd be kind of like survival team deathmatch in a way, where it's like how many kills can you get as the player and how many kills can you get as the zombie, and it all adds up. How many individual kills does this player have? And it could be maybe it could either be a really how do I explain it? It could either be kind of scary and eerie, or it could be like a fun party game mode with a little bit of creepy atmosphere. Like, I don't know if you remember GTA Slasher, where
yes,
I think that'd be kind of a cool game mode, but where you replace the slasher with like a zombie, and
oh yeah,
I think it'd be kind of cool. Now that we're talking about it,
like, yeah, no, like I would love something like that, like something that'd be great. I'm thinking about like games that are scary, right? And one game I consistently found scary was Friday the 13th, a game. And
oh yeah,
the reason you find it scary is because like there's just so many. The game's not really relevant anymore, right? But back then there's just so many things that could happen in the game.
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
Like, did you ever play it?
I did. Yeah, it was a cool game.
Like you're playing, when you're fixing the car or whatever, and you're like trying to do the thing.
Yeah, that was pretty scary.
And you see Jason, like, and you hear the music, like he's behind you. You're trying to get in. You get in, and comes and grabs you out, and you escape, and you're trying to you're freaking out. That's consistently scary because the threat isn't an AI. That threat's an actual person.
It's an actual player.
Yeah, you're wanting to escape. You're wanting to get out of there, and like. When it comes to escapes, like you're trying to get out through the lake, comes up and grabs you. It's like, God,
yeah, that was a cool game. I really liked the different things that you had to do on that map to try to escape, and just all the cool things that you could do in that game. I didn't play it for very long. I think I only played it for a couple weeks, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But for those couple weeks that I did play the game, I played a lot of it, and I was like, yeah, this is cool. This is a cool game. And then I stopped for whatever reason. I don't know why.
There's a bunch of issues after they did an update, and like the game went down to like 30 FPS for some reason, and it just was all weird. Stuttery, and I don't know why. I don't know. Anyway, the message is stop trying to make your game scary. They're supposed to be fun shooters. And that's what they should ever be. It's kind of like the whole argument, like realism versus arcadey. Your games are arcadey. That's what they've been made to be. So. Yeah. Sure, try to make them realistic if you want. Warzone's fun. Modern Warfare is a good game, but at the same time, it's like remember your core audience.
I feel that.
There's a reason why all the Battlefield people have gone over to Modern Warfare and Warzone. So that's all I'm saying.
Well, there you go, man. Well, I think one of the last things we're gonna be talking about today, since we're kind of getting near the end, but we're not like super at the end yet. One last little quick thing we can talk about. They added the new ZRG 20mm sniper rifle to the game. I'm sad when I use it. I'm sad when I use it.
It's great.
In zombies, I'm sad when I use it.
Here's the thing, everyone. It's great. Here's why, right? Okay, so you go in, you spawn in, you shoot a few zombies in a group, you're going to hit all of them, right? They did a really cool thing where you pack a punch it, and you shoot a group of zombies, and it'll only kill one zombie and it won't damage any of the rest of them. Now, I think this is great. I think what they really need to start doing is adding this to all the weapons. Make it so a weapon can only shoot one zombie per bullet, right? They have to add that in, first of all.
And you know what's worse about that? You know what's the worst part about that? It doesn't even do penetration kills on insta-kill. I would know because I tried it out on stream earlier this week. And I got an insta-kill, and I'm like, oh, cool. I'm going to kill the whole crowd of zombies with my new sniper rifle that I spent a few hours and trying to grind for it. Nope. Just one zombie down, one zombie down, one zombie. I'm like, come on. And then I tried to take out Orda. I tried to take down Orda with it. It's so slow. Like, the damage is great. The only thing the ZRG has going for it in zombies is damage. Nothing else, though.
Thing is, if you got it to the higher rounds, it would definitely one hit headshot, right?
Yeah, it does.
If it does do penetration damage, why does that matter?
Yeah, all the other snipers do penetration damage. Why doesn't this one?
A Magnum fully packed with Deadshot. That one hits on the plus after the Hellcat. That one hit headshots. Wow. So why wouldn't you just use that? Like over a sniper? There's no reason to use a sniper.
I mean, There's no reason to use the ZRG. There's no reason to use the ZRG in zombies. I know in multiplayer and Warzone it's great. A lot of people are really liking. But the funniest part about it to me, right? Everything about the gun, besides the fact that, according to some other people in my stream the other day, for 20mm weapons, right, you can't just run around with it because it's a heavy gun. Then you got to like lay down with it. Besides that, everything else about the gun is kind of realistically correct, where it's a slower weapon, not a lot of bullets in the magazine. Gotta really be slow in chambering it in.
It's like he's taking his time.
It's realistic, but at the same time, it's not realistic because you can't do penetration damage in zombies when it's pack-a-punched.
And that's like, obviously it's a glitch in that. And
obviously it's a glitch, but it's just I just find it really
annoying.
Funny.
It's annoying, really and like when I used it, I was like, "Oh yeah, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be the best sniper, or one of the best weapons in the game." Remember, we had good snipers. Remember the DSR?
DSR was cool, man. I mean, I remember just playing casually on town, getting the DSR, get that iron sights on the DSR. Iron sight,
yeah. Oh man, remember getting iron sights was special.
Yeah, remember getting iron sights was like, "Oh shit, I got an iron sight sniper rifle." Now it's like, "All right, that's an attachment."
I don't even put it on half the time because I think it makes the weapon less unique as far as scopes and that goes. Like, here's the thing: I don't really try and put red dots on my guns because it's like I want all my stuff to look different. So there's
yeah.
Remember when SMGs were good? Remember you could use SMGs to get points.
I mean, okay, the points thing, I'll give you that.
Well, no, because I mean, I know some SMGs are quite good. Don't get me wrong, but like,
honestly, the Bullfrog is probably the best SMG in Cold War Zombies. It's a LMG and an SMG's body. It has so much ammo. It does a lot of good damage. And
is it kind of like PPSH of this game?
Yeah, that's a good comparison. I would say the Bullfrog is the PPSH of this game.
Imagine
it's not as good as the PPSH, but it's the PPSH of Cold War because it's an SMG and it's got a shitload of ammo.
You know what getting me absolutely hyped? Imagine they add in the PPSH.
That'd be cool. I think it's plausible. I think it's absolutely plausible because Cold War right after World War II.
Oh, we see it in the intro cutscene, the machine. Like, like back in the World War II.
Well, I think the reason why we see it in that cutscene is because, Omega Group finds it during World War II, I believe, right? Yeah. So, fast forward into the 80s, I don't think, I think there's a chance for older World War II weapons to come back, like the MP40, PPSH, STG, things like that. I think there's a chance, but I wouldn't count on it. But I think it'd be really cool if they were to do that, because I'd like to see how some of the World War II weapons would work on the Cold War weapon system. Maybe add in, I don't know, hey, even like some of the Japanese World War II weapons, like the Type 99, that thing with the magazine on the top of the weapon. I don't know, just to have some fun with it.
Here's the thing: I know the Vanguard getting a bit of hate along with the development probably not going great. Obviously every COD game has bad development, but one thing I'll give the World War II setting is the weapons are always cool. You got the Tommy gun, you got the PPSH, you got the MP40, you got the M1911, you got all these guns that are
classic
just like
zombies guns.
Wow, like bring them back. Just make a card with all the fan favorite guns and best maps and best kill streaks, and then leave us be.
Yeah, I think
people will probably complain.
This is too nostalgia driven. Oh no, we can't have that. And then it's like,
new stuff.
No,
add old stuff. Add new stuff.
Sometimes the COD community doesn't know what they want.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's the COD community, and I think we're all a bit like responsible for it. Like, I'll say that I wanted a bunch of remasters back in Black Ops 3, then they get into Black Ops 4, and then I was like, well, I meant like as in I would get them besides the main DLC cycle, but here's my thing. Here's my thing as well. This is something like I kind of think about, right?
Mm-hmm.
As far as actual DLC content, if you just restructured the way they release maps, we get 4 new maps, right? And they say, you're gonna get all these expansions, all these maps, right?
Mm-hmm.
In a way, we got 4 new maps for DLC, and it was just the base game that was like all remasters. They could have completely rearranged the order that they released in.
I think if I think if the how do I explain this? I think if they kept, speaking of the DLC cycle, I think if they kept with the old, oh yeah, everyone buy the season pass and everyone get all the maps and whatnot, I think Call of Duty would be in such a bad place right now.
Yeah,
because
no.
I think a lot of people would be upset about that because season passes were just as much as the actual fucking game.
Yeah.
But however, I think more people are more inclined to purchase battle passes because they're cheaper.
Oh, yeah. And you're getting stuff out of them.
But if you really think about it, how the battle pass
you're spending more.
You're spending about the same because there's 6 seasons.
Well,
6 seasons at $10, that's $60. That's a season pass. So they're getting you to pay a season pass price without you thinking you're paying a season pass price because you have seasonal content with it. So it's the season pass with extra steps. So it's smart. It's fucking smart doing it this way.
Here's the thing as well. You know how we were all like, oh, just make it so we can buy stuff. Make it so we don't have to get it from a supply drop. Now you can't earn any new cosmetics, really. So kind of sucks because the whole grind factor is not there as well. For new cool skins and stuff, you can't just sure you can do your challenges, but
yeah, but I really like what they did with Black Ops 4 at the end of that life cycle.
Yeah,
the pick a weapon, the pick a weapon bribe. That was so cool. I mean that should be in the game.
It won't be.
Well, it won't be in the game for Cold War because you have challenges you can do for the new weapons now. So it's not going to be in the game.
Yeah, no, obviously. I don't know. I think if they brought Black Ops 4's microtransaction system, maybe the thing is, if you make it so you can't buy supply drops, then they're not broken. Because then you're just playing the game grinding.
Yeah, I think with the pick a weapon bribe, it would be for the blueprints, right? So, for example, the ZRG, the new sniper, that has, what is it called, like the jackpot or whatever, that blueprint. Like, you can pay up front, I think it's like 1,800 COD points, or you can get like 30 supply drops and pay for it. Like, who fucking cares?
What about this? Well, they added in a supply drop, one last note. They added in a supply drop system, and in that supply drop system, you had a random chance to get something from the store. Let's say the supply drop costs like, I don't know, like
15.
I don't know, 15.
The reason why it'd have to be 15 because if you're saying it gives you a random store item, if I had to just take a random guess, the mean value of the store items would be around $15.
So it makes up for the fact, that's the one thing getting around it because there's nothing lower than $2. So they couldn't sell it for $2 because then it's like, oh, well, you got this, right? Because there's not really anything worth like $2 in the store. Oh, because then again, it's not really worth paying $15 for a supply drop to get something that's worth more than $15.
I mean,
you might as well just buy it,
but if you're getting for $15, right, and you get a random weapon blueprint, that's gonna cost you $15 or $20 anyways. It would be kind of like that. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine you get like a shit one.
Dude, I get the fucking Dead of the Night steak knife. That's a variant, by the way, for those of you who don't know. That's in the game. You can get the Dead of the Night steak knife on your knife in Cold War. I think it's the funniest fucking thing. The only thing from Dead of the Night that got carried over.
Back in. You know what? I'll take it. I'll
fucking take it. That's just great. Man. Well, Call of Duty, man. Call of Duty is always crazy. We're in a very interesting spot right now for the community, I think.
Definitely not boring, which I'm happy to say. There's always something kind of going on. Boring. I remember before Cold War came out, it was just dry, and now it's out, and now there's always something going on.
Chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I think pretty soon, if not this coming week, next week, we're going to start getting our Season 3 teasers. And I'm really excited to see what new zombies content there's going to be. I'm excited to see maybe a new gunfight map because I like gunfight. Maybe new...
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that could potentially happen for Season 3. But right now, we're relishing in the content that we have for Season 2. We are using the new sniper, not in zombies, but in multiplayer, because never use it in zombies. And then, of course, you have the new two operators that were added to the game, which it's kind of whatever. I think, honestly, adding operators mid-season is kind of one of those whatever type of things. Like, Wolf and Rivas are cool, but I really like the seasonal. Yeah, right? Like, I really like the seasonal themed operators better, like Naga and Stitch, because those guys have a story, and those guys... Not to say that Wolf and Rivas don't have a story. They probably do if you read, right? But like Naga and Stitch were more in the forefront, and it makes me want to care for those operators more. That's why I'm playing as Naga right now, and I'm having fun. It's kind of cool. But yeah, anyways, I think Black Ops Cold War is in a good state for potential in the future for them to do better things. But at the moment, it's a little bit shaky. It's a little bit shaky with the, banning people on PC.
Yeah, they get that sorted out.
They got to get that sorted out. But I think as a whole, the community is still doing not too bad right now. But hey, you know what? Only time will tell. Things are kind of up in the air right now. But I think when it comes to you and I, we're both having a good time with it at the end of the day, long story short.
Definitely.
But anyways, guys, I think we're going to be wrapping it up here for this episode of the Division Z podcast. Kind of a chill episode. We talked about... of course, the PC bans on zombies, which is very unfortunate. We dabbled into a little bit of Titanfall and some horror, and we talked about the new sniper. Pretty cool topics today. You have anything you'd like to say before we wrap it up?
Fix the goddamn sniper. I paid money for that, and it doesn't even work. That's
My
all I
dude
have
bought
to
the
say.
bundle. No, he bought the blueprint.
Because I wanted it early to make a video on it, then it just turned out to be bad. I was like, I'm not even going to make a video.
Dude, I was going to make a video about it too, and after I just saw how terrible it was against Orda and just everything else, I'm like
why?
Nope. Not making a video. Because if I'm not going to have fun using it, I'm not going to have fun making the video.
Exactly.
So I was like,
That's
screw that.
You can't force yourself to make a video you don't want to make.
You really can't. You really can't. So... Well, anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of the Division Z podcast. What was your favorite part? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments and check out the Division Z podcast Twitter and Discord linked down below of this video. And with that said, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, depending on where you are in this crazy world. And we will see you all next week for another episode. Have a fantastic day. Peace.
Bye, everyone.